Alright, so finally I get to make another video. I just been too busy trying to go to college, work, writing, and I have a baby on the way, so everything that entails has taken most of my time up, so unfortunately this had to take the back burner. Anyway, let's go talk about getting yourself out to the track. Alright, so there's a lot of ways to get yourself out to the track, but I'm going to talk about the two that I did personally. In that way I can tell you what the pros and cons are of each. Really, just listen to them and see what's going to work best for you. So the first one that I did is I rode my motorcycle to the track day. I know a lot of people are going to be like, man, how did you ride your bike all the way over there? And that might not even be a possibility for some folks when they live extremely far from the track. I live about 100 miles away from the track, and I still got myself there. The pros to that is that it's extremely cheap, and there is very, very little prep time, and the speed. So you can get there much faster. So cheap, basically you pump gas on your bike, you get there, you pump some extra gas for you to race the entire day. And prep time, there isn't really any unless you're gonna pack a little bit of stuff, some extra supplies. You can probably go 80 or something. Not suggesting that you go 80 miles an hour or anything like that. Remember to follow the rules of the road, but you could if you really wanted to. Now let's move over to the cons. So it is extremely exhausting. It is gruelingly exhausting. Extra supplies. There's not really going to be a lot of options for you to have extra supplies, like if you need extra tires. Also, if you happen to crash, you're not going to have a way to get back home unless you have like really awesome insurance that will basically get your bike from the track all the way back home. But realistically, if you crash, you're not going to be able to get that bike back. And another thing, it's the weather. Whether it's extremely hot or extremely cold, you're going to be exposed to that. So there's no way to get out of it like you could in a car, where you just get yourself inside, maybe turn on the heater if it's too cold in the morning, or the AC if it's too hot in the afternoon. So those are things that you're going to have to deal with. Oh, I almost forgot to say, is it tiring? Yes. Is it completely ungodly, undoable? No. You can do it. If I did it, anyone can do it. All right. So on Friday, I was lucky enough to find someone from the motorcycle community, and we towed the motorcycle there. So what are the pros of that? Well, it's extremely comfortable. So you're in a vehicle that either has AC or heater, depending on what you need. So there is that. And also, you're able to bring extra supplies if you need them. You could even bring a separate bike if you needed to. Extra supplies are not going to be an issue here. Another option that's extremely comfortable for towing your own motorcycle is you can do an overnight stay. And that's going to depend on your track, whether they have that option for you or not. And also, if you happen to crash, you're going to have transportation from the event in case you did crash. So the motorcycle may be trashed, it may be a pile of metal, but you're going to be able to drive yourself back. The weather, if it's really cold in the morning, again, you have your heater, or if it's really hot in the afternoon, you have the AC in the event that you need that. So what are the cons of that? Well, it's expensive. If you don't have a truck of your own, you're going to have to rent one. And also prep time, depending on how much stuff you want to take out to the track, is going to take you a long time to put it into the vehicle, unless you have a dedicated vehicle for the track where you just leave all your stuff there. But most of us don't have that. And also speed, you can't get to the track nearly as fast as you would on your motorcycle, because you have to go slower because of the trailer, based on at least California law. Remember, all those things come with caveats. So everything I mentioned on any of these two lists come with that asterisk saying, well, you technically could do this. Well, technically this. And I get that. I completely understand that. What it comes down to is what specifically works for you, what your situation is. If you happen to be 20 miles from the track, why not right there? I mean, it's super close. If you're 100 miles from the track, like I am, and you have no other options, then ride your motorcycle. It's not that bad. towing your motorcycle to the event is probably the most ideal, but it's also one of those situations where if you don't have the money, if you don't have the resources to make it happen, it's probably not the easiest thing to do, because you can't just go out and buy a truck or rent a truck. Again, it's what's going to work for you. Whatever works for you, that's what you should do. So getting yourself out to the track is a personal choice in what it's going to entail for you as a person, and not a blanket statement that applies to everyone.